New records reveal that Donald Trump's controversial White House ballroom project could cost as much as $600 million, far more than the original price tag that was repeatedly promoted to the public. According to newly obtained records, taxpayers will end up covering roughly half of that cost through security, infrastructure, and related government expenditures. For months, Americans were told that the ballroom would be paid for through private donations and would not cost taxpayers anything. The White House originally described the project as a privately funded addition to the White House complex, but internal estimates reportedly show a much larger financial picture. The ballroom itself has been described as a massive 90,000 square foot structure that would replace the East Wing and become one of the largest changes to the White House grounds in generations. Cost estimates have steadily increased over time, rising from early projections to hundreds of millions of dollars. The controversy centers on who ultimately foots the bill. While private donors have pledged hundreds of millions towards construction, lawmakers have also proposed enormous amounts of federal funding tied to security upgrades, infrastructure improvements, and what the administration calls the East Wing Modernization Project. Senate Republicans previously proposed up to $1 billion in taxpayer funding connected to security measures surrounding the ballroom project and White House modernization efforts. Critics argue that if taxpayers are paying for security, infrastructure, and related costs, then taxpayers are effectively subsidizing a project that was advertised as privately funded. The ballroom project has also generated legal battles. Preservation groups sued over the demolition of the historic East Wing and argued that Congress should have approved such a major alteration before construction moved forward. Federal courts imposed restrictions on parts of the project while appeal and legal challenges continue. Public opinion has not been favorable either. Polling has shown that a majority of Americans oppose tearing down the East Wing to make way for the ballroom. One Washington Post poll found opposition outweighing support by roughly 2-1. And questions continue to be raised about the project's donors. Earlier reporting found that several donors connected to the ballroom project later received billions of dollars in federal contracts, leading watchdog groups to demand greater transparency and stronger conflict of interest protections. At the end of the day, this debate isn't about just the ballroom. It's about transparency, accountability, and whether taxpayers were given the full story from the beginning. If a project is sold as privately funded, but public money ends up covering hundreds of millions in dollars in related costs, Americans deserve to know exactly where every dollar is going.